Get strong.
Welcome everyone to this joyful episode where we are discussing the best romance anime, as we felt that it was a proper topic, at the month of February. And joining here tonight is Jamie. How's it going, Jamie?
I'm doing well. I just got done working out, so if I look a little bit tired, that's probably the reason why. But I'm sure that talking about all of these romantic anime will light the fire in my heart that we need for this recording. So I'm ready to
Nice.
discuss.
Nice. Nice. And I'm exhausted as usual, but it's good. But like I said, we have some romance anime to talk about. So, well, you take the lead then, Jamie, and let us go through it then.
All right. Yeah. So to kick off everyone's Valentine's Day, we wanted to talk about some great romance anime that y'all should definitely check out. Tis the season, or I guess tis the holiday. And we're going to start out with one of Isaac's picks, which is Horimiya. So why should people check out Horimiya, Isaac?
It's funny with Horimiya. I have said that in previous recordings of it. Horimiya, and I do believe I also said that in another recording, but I only found this out because I followed Alejandro Saab, the YouTube channel, when he didn't became the VTuber. I can't recall his VTuber name right now. And he announced that he was still eating role in this, as in the English dub role. And I just felt, as a fan of his work, I'm just, okay, let's just check it out. And the reason why I clicked with this is for the fact that this isn't, don't get me wrong, I like me some good will they want they anime shows from time to time, and that I will admit. But one thing that is refreshing about this show, and I do believe there's a manga and a web series for it, but is that they become a couple pretty much. What is it? Episode 3 or 4, something like that. And you see, it's about them growing in their relationship, and not, well, will they, won't they? And they are connecting with each other because they have sides that no one really expected them to have when they were in school, with him being the typical emo kid, and people acted like she was the perfect princess, even though she had her flaws and all that jazz at home, kind of deal. And that's why I feel like Horimiya is a refreshing pace, so to speak, and why I think it's worth covering. I do even own the first season on Blu-ray. Actually, the season 2 I have not been able to grab yet, but it's as cute as the first season. So it's about the stories that they didn't cover in the first season. That is.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I definitely agree with you as far as this is a romance anime that is very different from your typical will they, won't they, like, is it ever gonna happen kind of thing. You do see them like get together much quicker than you would expect, and then just kind of explore what their relationship is like. Especially when it comes to, like, I guess, introducing their other like high school friends into the mix, and those friends also exploring love. So it's definitely a very I would say more mature take on uh romance as far as what I've seen in anime. It almost feels more like a live action perspective. Because I feel like you do kind of get more of that grounded. Like there's definitely will they, won't they, but it's also like, oh my God, like I'm about to go take my man to go talk to my friends. Like hopefully it works out kind of thing. And you don't see that too much in anime. So it was very interesting in that regard. So it was a good pick. Definitely one to put on the list if you're looking for a romance anime.
Yeah, agreed. And what's your first pick?
So my first pick is Kaguya-sama Love is War. I just recently
Mike is probably proud right now if he's listening to this.
I hope so. But yeah, I just recently started watching this within like maybe the past 2-ish years or something like that. Honestly, it wasn't even like word of mouth. Like it just kept getting recommended to me by Crunchyroll. So, I guess shout out to Crunchyroll for the persistence, because I finally was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this and see why Crunchyroll thinks I would like it. It turns out Crunchyroll was right. I did like it a lot. So I wanted to read like some of the synopsis so people can kind of get an idea, because it's been a minute since I've been like fully locked into Love is War, and I'm waiting to see, I guess, what happens with the series now, because we're kind of at an impasse between like season 2 and maybe season 3. I don't know. But yeah, so at the renowned Shuchin Academy, Miyuki Shirogane and Kaguya Shinomiya are the student body's top representatives, so the envy of the entire school body, regarded as the perfect couple. The proudly privileged top 2 students of Shujin each makes it their mission to be the first to extract a confession of love from the other. So it's definitely a will they, won't they. But it's interesting because that both of them like each other, and both of them kind of get that um the other person likes them, but they don't want to be the one to confess. They want the other person to confess because they feel like a confession is somehow beneath them. But in doing that, in real life, like you would obviously like waste a lot of time, and then there's the possibility of like other people possibly getting into the mix. So it's interesting to see, I guess, how they go about this love affair and how they get so like embarrassed with like making a comment. They're like, oh, like they said something nice, like I should say something back. And then they're like, oh my God, wait, was I too nice? Did they know that I like them now? Even though it's like, yes, it's obvious you both like each other. So this is a really fun one. I would say this is definitely more of like a rom-com, and it has a cast of characters that are like the friends in this group that they all kind of know what's going on, and they're just like watching and eating their popcorn like, oh, this is entertaining. So yeah, this is another one I think should be added to the list. Really great show, and hopefully we'll be seeing more from them in the near future with the continuation. But I'll pass it back over to you, Isaac, if you don't have anything to say about Love is War or anything else to add.
I can't recall if I've seen it or not. If I'm actually
You should
being
watch it.
honest.
You should watch it.
I know. I have a lot of animes on my watch list. Trust me.
It's got to be added to the list for sure. But let's see. The next one, I actually haven't seen this, so you've added one to my list. So kind of walk me through what is Love Story with Yamada-kun at level 99.
It's how should I put it? As a gamer, this is sort of like or should I say nerd in general, this connects on the spot, but on another level, another reason why I do enjoy this is that, sure, they aren't, how should I put it, grown-ups as, let me see if I can think of one. Oh, I had someone in one in mind, but I can't think of it. Think your and Lloyd's relationship, which is, sure, it's not a romance anime, but it is a will they, won't they, from an adult character's perspective, but you get my idea. But these are on the older side of a usual anime rom-com style, and it's been the whole ordeal about her connecting with. And also, this is a rather personal thing, but I am okay talking about it. I am autistic. I am sure. I have learned to notice social cues, but I can also recognize myself in Yabada-kun because what are they talking about? Sort of like that, and I just find it funny and charming in a lot of sense, with them randomly connecting with each other through the means of, well, something simple as a video game. And obviously, it has a really funny will they won't they scenario.
So do they like meet on the game and kind of like that's how their story starts there, or in real life?
Here's the thing, though, where it starts with the female main female character breaks up with her, or should I say, her boyfriend breaks up with her because he has cheated on her, and she gets devastated and all that. Yes, and she decides to go to that video game conference conference, that video game con, that she knows that he's going and tries to win him back, yada yada yada. But then she meets Yamada-kun, who that she doesn't know is the guild master of the guild she and her ex-boyfriend was part of. And she drags him out and have him talk, as in talking to him about her problem and all that. Yes, drinking, and obviously she gets a bit drunk, whereas he, because he isn't of age yet of drinking, he sits there getting his soda and just, what the fuck am I doing? And the next thing you see is he has didn't have the heart to just leave her there, so she fall asleep on his bed while he's playing video games, which is his job. And she's just waking up and just, oh shit, what's happening? And he goes, okay. Just like it's nothing, and well, it just escalates just funny from there, that they are connecting, realizing that they have met each other before without even knowing that they have met each other, kind of deal.
Okay, I see. Oh, interesting. Yeah, this kind of makes me think of a webtoon that I've read. I think you've read some webtoons, but there's a webtoon called, I think it's Let's Play, where the protagonist meets essentially this guy that's kind of like PewDiePie. He moves in right next door, and so she kind of like knows of him because he played one of her games and he actually gave it a bad review, so she's kind of like mad at him, and he doesn't get it in real life, but they finally like connect over like what is actually happening, and it's very interesting. I also recommend that webtoon is really good. But yeah, this is pretty interesting one. I'll definitely have to add it to my list. Do you know how old it is?
The anime?
Yeah.
Let me check.
Because I don't think I've heard of this before.
I do know that manga is on indefinite hiatus because of health issues, and but it aired from April to June 2023, and guess who did the anime adaptation?
Oh goodness, there was an anime adaptation. I guess Netflix.
Nope. I mean as in the animation studio.
Oh, I don't know.
Madhouse.
Oh, nice.
So,
Cool. Well,
but yeah.
neat. I'll have to add it to my list. But moving right along here, the next one I have. Oh, we actually mixed things up, so never mind. We'll go back over to Isaac, and we'll talk about Violet Evergarden. I know this was a little bit of a.
Oh,
You had some thoughts about whether this should count or won't count, so I would love for you to kind of expand that for the audience as to why you consider this a romance anime.
the reason why I feel like you can argue the romance anime is because of the relationship between the Violet and the Major, and which is a key point of the whole story and the show in general. But another key element, which but is arguably taking more of the forefront than the relationship between the two, is her getting into the society after the war, and her, well, being the essentially war veteran and knowing nothing but war, having a hard time doing, if we really think about it. So I kind of understand if people see if that it's stretch in terms of a romance, but at the same time, I feel like the connection between the Major and the and connection between Violet and the Major is, well, too big enough to not have argue it for not being a, or should I say, it to not be in the romance category, especially in the final movie. I don't know if you seen the Violet Evergarden, the movie.
I think so.
That is very heavy on the relationship between the two.
Yeah.
Heavy. So, but
Yeah.
like I have said before, this is easily my favorite anime of all time. 10 out of 10. Would recommend to everyone. Just beware that you will be extremely emotional afterwards. I
I didn't.
know.
Go ahead.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I didn't know this was up there for you as far as like favorite anime of all time.
It's downright my favorite. And you know that it's well represented of PTS. Well, PTSDs, which is a personal problem of mine, and when I know several people who served in Afghanistan and similar stuff like that who have watched Violet and Gotting, but yeah, this is pretty spot on.
Yeah.
So yes, and that alone also gave me a lot of respect, because it feels like it did the research, which, unlike some other shows that, unlike some another show that we have covered here, sort of, but that's another story for another day.
You know, I feel conflicted with this because I don't disagree with you. At the same time, to your point of the kind of battling with topics like PTSD and just war and going through that experience and kind of like how it changes people. I like it's a very deep anime. There's a lot to contemplate with this. So I don't I understand why you picked it for a romance anime for sure. And I would say that a good portion of Violet Evergarden, not necessarily in a romantic sense, but more just like Violet really gains an appreciation for like different things in life in general. And just being able to like see the beauty of like the small things in life, I think is something that um It's, I guess, more overstated in like the romance genre because it's like, when you're in love, like life is sweet and everything's nice and all those kinds of things. So it definitely does like have that tone at times. Which is, it's nice. It is really great anime. So regardless of if you're looking for a romance anime or not, you should definitely check out Violet Evergarden for sure.
How about you? What's your next option then?
Let's see. This one should be me. Okay, this is the one I thought we were going to go to next. Okay, so we have Your Lie in April, which is actually, it's been a while since I've watched this, but it was such a great show. I have the synopsis from Crunchyroll. So Kosei Arima was a genius pianist until his mother's sudden death took away his ability to play. Each day was dull for Kosei, but then he met a violinist named Kaori Miyazono who has an eccentric playing style. His monotonous life was about to change forever. And this is one I might actually like go back and watch for Valentine's Day or for the holiday because it was such a great anime and it's been so long since I've seen it that I feel like I won't know like all the nitty-gritty details or like what exactly to expect, so it'll almost be like I'm watching it new again, but not really, but almost. And that's good enough for me because this is a fantastic show, especially if you're kind of into like music and art and seeing how it kind of brings people together. um yeah, it's probably one of the best romance anime I think I've seen. And the romance aspect of it is not completely overpowering where it's like they meet each other and it's just like they're all of a sudden like goo goo gaga, like nothing else in the world matters. Like
Mm-hmm.
they still have other things that they are trying to like work towards getting like different goals and things like that, but they're like going to work at it together, which is a little bit more of a like I guess mature aspect of romance considering looking at like anime in general when it comes to like romance and people thirsting over other people and whatnot. But yeah, absolutely great show and would definitely recommend it whether you're looking for a romance anime or not. But have you seen this one, Isaac?
It was ages ago I saw it. And it is sad, but it's good. And fun fact about it, Oda liked it so much that he told his um, assistants that he should go and buy volumes of it. He fell. I do believe he said something along the lines of he fell in love with the art,
Mm,
among other stuff. And if you get praised by Oda, it helps a lot.
yeah. Yeah, well, it was awesome of him to say, and I definitely completely understand because it's very gorgeous anime, and I'm sure the manga is probably gorgeous as well. The that is based off of, so they did an excellent job with this for sure. Yeah, rolling right along here. Was that our last one? That might have been our last one. Yep, that was our last one. We have some bonus ones that I'm like, I don't know. You throw things in, you see if they stick. They did not stick. They didn't make it to the finals. But that was our best romance anime list for this Valentine's Day of 2025. So definitely be sure to let us know down in the comments below. Have you seen any of these series? Will you be watching any of these series? Or are there some romance anime that you felt like should have been on this list? Definitely let us know. We're always looking for recommendations and suggestions, and maybe you'll help somebody else out there that's looking for a romance anime. Um, but yeah, this was super fun, and I'm glad that we got to talk about a genre that we don't typically get to talk about here on the channel. So if you guys want to see us do more of this, be sure to let us know. But Isaac, before we officially close things out, I guess you just have anything else to add when talking about like romance anime or Valentine's Day or anything like that?
And I would like to know from those that listen, what are your favorite romance anime, and do you agree with me that Violet Evergarden should count as one? That's my biggest key parts here, honestly.
Okay, yeah, definitely let us know. I'd be interested to see what the opinions are, because I could see either way. I could see either cause. But cool. So Isaac, if the people wanted to continue to support you, Valentine's Day, it brought some big love into their heart and they just want to spread it. How could they do that for you, Isaac?
Well, they can find me at Blue Sky and Twitter, even though I barely use Twitter anymore. I'm mostly on Blue Sky. Write in Emblemaniac and you should find me there. And you can find me here at Amateur Otaku Pod, and you can find me at... Well, I'm gonna try and fix Wolfright, and I am hopefully getting the Let's Play done sooner rather than later. It's just been so much recently.
That's fair. Yeah. It's Metaphor, right? Or is it? Oh, you said you're doing a Fire Emblem game now?
Yes, it's
yeah.
It's a Fire Emblem game. That's not just sure.
Okay, cool. And then as for me, at the time of the video release, I'll actually have a Valentine's Day video coming out on the Swiper Shampoo channel, which is a channel that I'm like slowly starting to build up. I wanted it to be more about, I guess, talking about like games and different gaming topics. This one is a little bit spicy. We are ranking the Tears of the Kingdom characters based on, I say, appeal, but you could take that as you will. So Isaac is actually featured on that video, so be sure to check that out to see what some of his opinions were. I'm sure you'll find some of them interesting. And yeah, outside of that, I'll also be streaming Metaphor by the time this comes out, so that will be a lot of fun. But yeah, thank you guys so much for checking out the channel, for checking out this video. Be sure to hit the like button if you enjoy this and subscribe so that we get notifications on when the next video comes out or the next stream. And until next time, be sure to keep reading manga and watching anime. Peace.
Peace.